All right, so we're gonna pick up from number 29 on the Phoenix Fyre wheel grid. Excuse me, I got some dark chocolate in my mouth. Rude. So 29. By my number system, by my number system, 29, or on my cards anyway, is the element of earth. It's where you're gonna find yourself grounded. You're either going to be grounded as in everything is in, balance, or you're going to be grounded as in I'm shorted out and I'm already depressed. I'm tired. You get it? When you stick a fork in fork in a circuit, you ground it out. You lost all your power. 2 and 9. Reflection. That's what 2 is. And 9 is the highest vibration. The reflection of my highest vibration will show in how my life is going. It's another little analogy for let your life tell your tale. You keep giving your energy into low vibrational shit, that's going to be the extent of your vibration. If you're going to be high vibrational, then you're only going to use that for your diet. Not being high vibrational, but still dealing with low vibrational energies, that's just that false enlightenment bullshit. So 29, the things that ground you out should not steal your power. 29 also is going to be affected by 11, but 29 is also going to be affected by 2, or needs to pay attention to rather. 2 and 9, 11 and 1, and we already said the 2. So all those numbers might have a tidbit of information for you. So 29, what you need to be aware of when we're dealing on this Phoenix Fyre wheel grid, working on your mind, body, and soul, with the soul being the big component. Stability can be a bad thing. Stability can be a bad thing. It's 12 in reverse. It's the hangman in reverse. This is you getting hung up by your feet. So, and again, as I said on the card, is you're a martyr. So with 29, don't be a martyr. Fighting the good fight for a fight that ain't fighting for you. And that's really, I'm gonna keep that one simple. When you are worried about some shit that ain't worried about you, and you its biggest proponent and champion and advocate and all this other shit, it's a waste of energy. Not your circus, not your monkeys might be a good word for you to pick up in your energy. And I'm going to cut that one short. So from 29, we go on to 30. 30, the king of earth, the old school hermit. The king of earth is the ruler over earth. And again, earth is the realm of tradition and materialism and basically manifested energy. So, excuse me, if I'm going to be the king of my energy, then I need to make sure that I'm not enslaving myself. You get it? When I said the old school hermit is the person that went through the journeys and made it to the mountaintop and then look back in reflection at everything he or she has went through. The problem with the old school hermit is that he went on a lot of journeys. He or she, non-gender specific. So with 30, if you find yourself going through a bunch of experiences, or you always in something, and you're using that as a format as to get into a higher state of you, be careful. That's what y'all hear me say all the time. You can sit out here and take all these fucking courses on this, that, and the other, and everybody's perspective or allegations of what is going to be the way out. You're only making the way out by going in much longer. You don't need all these courses. You don't need all the subscription. You don't need to pay attention to all these analogies and illusions and illusions of why things are, and just take the reality of why things is. So number 30, don't let your thoughts, 3, fool you. 0. Don't let your thoughts fool you. The more shit you become involved in, the more thoughts you have. The more you become involved in you, the more time for the thinker you get. Shuffle the cards. It's the other side of the 12. This is the hangman. You'll see where things are requiring you to be a sacrifice. 12 for me, not only is the hangman, but it's the number of discipline. So in this sense, I'm not going to use sacrifice as necessarily a bad term, but remember, 3 plus 0 is 3, 1 plus 2 is 3. You're a heavy thinker, or at least you are sometimes, and don't get mad at this, led astray by your thoughts. So in saying that, what I have to go with is don't stand so much on your intuition when your intuition is only a reflection of your trauma. You get it? I know how to look out for this. But if this that I'm looking out for is only the results of some shit that I went through that left some stains and scars on my heart and my soul, then the only thing that I know how to look out for is my pain. And that will make you a sacrifice. Why? Because the only thing you become aware of is the only thing you see. But if the only thing I'm looking for is to make sure I stay out of my pain, the only thing I see is the reflection of my pain. So 30, be careful. Move on to 31. 31, the queen of earth. The influence over everything I believe in. Remember, we just got to talk about what 30, traumas. Traumas is really what is running the thoughts. 31 is, if you get to see where all these traumas can take you, it is your responsibility not to give it your time. This is growing up. With 31, this is going to be about growing up and taking accountability and responsibility for why I move, or to understand that in all those times that I moved in all these different directions, through all these experiences and through all these different whatever had my time and attention, there is no necessity to go back down those roads in order to find me. So the key word for 31 is stop going for a journey for self, looking for yourself, but self is already you. This is what you heard me say earlier in some of the other videos, is that when you're dealing on soul level work, you're going to have to release the ideology of who I currently am, with the understanding that if this is not the first dance with incarnation, then there's going to be energies from all those other times trapped in there too. So the key word on my card for 31 is timelessness. Timelessness is understanding that I need to start looking from an aspect of what repetitive pattern is presenting itself in all of the lifetimes or traumatic cycles that I have awareness of. And if I can point out a common denominator of this is the trigger or this is the catalyst, then that's what I need to change. 31, don't let the thoughts, the 3, show you your magic. Because then that becomes a false identity. That's where you get caught up out here with trickster energies telling you and guiding you on what you should be doing. Or in some people's cases, it's not necessarily a trickster energy, it's just your ego. A lot of y'all are guided by your ego. A lot of y'all are guided by your ego because your ego likes the war with itself. You get it? The ego has an ideology that it wants to become something different. So it'll keep you at war with everything that's already been experienced so that it does not see the same. So for 31, this is the 6 in reverse. Remember I told you 6 is also a 9. It's just perspective. Honor your perspectives of the things that you've been through and then learn to fully release those traumas. When you've already made it through an experience, it becomes a part of your past because you've already passed with a D on the end, it. You've already completed it. Don't get caught into this false teaching of this realm to tell you have to go back and do reclamation or you have to learn to heal your inner child. Your inner child. Your inner child is what led you to this outer adult. Change one, you might change the other. But if you're not responsible for changing you, it don't matter about the shit you think you're going to change with your past. So the war is within. The war is with the perspective of how you see yourself. The war is with the perspective of the probabilities and possibilities of everything you giving your energy to. So 31, stop the war. Stop the war, because the love for the war is also pain. Notice how they're holding the swords. Notice how there's no trust in their eyes. Remember what I told you about 30? 30 is running off of their intuition, which is fueled by their traumas. 31, don't be pulled apart by that shit. Why? Because 3 plus 1 is what? 4. So 31, you need to watch out for the readings for 13, the reversal of 31. You need to watch out for 4. 3 plus 1 is 4. And you need to watch out for 3 and 1. But the main reading 31 is going to be the gist of what you possibly might be going through. Resonance only. And I'll come back and start with 32.